Hi everyone, my name is Nikki. Welcome back to Before You podcast. Today I will be talking in reference to the five women in the genealogy of Jesus Christ. So the Bible recorded five women um, that hold a very important role in the lineage of Jesus Christ. We have Tamar, Rahab, um, Ruth, Bathsheba, and Mary. These five women have a lot in common. They have suffering in common, they have sorrow in common, they have embarrassment in common, they have shame in common. And at the end of the day, they still made it through. At the end of the day, God still used them for something important. At the end of the day, they still were called favorable women. They were called fulfilled women. If we look at the story of Tamar, Tamar lost two husbands and she was sent back to her father's house. And because back then nobody will marry her, she's been married. Nobody else will marry her. She has to stay in that family, in that same family. So if you guys want me to do an in-depth story of each one of these women, let me know because I will. um, but eventually, Tamar gave birth to two sons for our father-in-law. Yeah, our father-in-law. And we have Rahab. Rahab was a prostitute. She had to do what she had to do to say, to provide for her family. And when the Israelite came and were trying to destroy um, Jericho, she and her family was saved. Then we have, excuse me, then we have Ruth. Ruth's husband that died. And again, back then when you get married and if whatever, the husband died or whatever the case might be, the woman cannot marry outside of that family. She has to stay in that family. If the husband that died as a brother, the brother will take over the woman. That was the law. That was the way it was back then. But Ruth's husband died, and so did his brother. His brother died as well, which they were Naomi's sons. Anyway, I don't want to go too in depth about it. Like I said, if you guys want me to do an in-depth story on these women, I will. Um, Ruth eventually met Boaz, and Boaz married her. Then we have Bathsheba. Bathsheba was married, but King David saw Bathsheba, and King David took Bathsheba and committed adultery and killed Bathsheba's husband. Then we have Mary. Mary was a virgin. She was about to get married. And through the Holy Spirit, she got pregnant. Imagine a virgin lady about to get married and you get pregnant out of nowhere. And God still called her favored. God called her a favorable woman. What baffles me in all this story is that the lineage of Jesus is very flawed. Almost every single person in the lineage of Jesus is flawed. Tamar's father-in-law was Judah. Judah was Joseph's brother. Joseph that was sold to slavery. Yeah, that was Tamar's father-in-law. And remember, Tamar slept with her father-in-law, and she gave birth to two sons. And One of them went ahead to be the grandfather of David. Now, I have a question, and the question is this: Why was it important that Jesus came from such lineage? Because Jesus could have chosen, or God could have chosen, people that were perfect, right? God could have chosen people that were not committing adultery. God could have chosen people that were not manipulative. God could have chosen people that, people that were, perfect, right? People that were not prostitutes, people that didn't commit adultery. God could have chosen any other lineage other than this, but God chose this lineage. There was a lot of incest. One of David's son slept with his sister. Um, David committed adultery and killed the husband. Solomon, he was a wise man, but it was very, very promiscuous. So, why was it important that Jesus came from that lineage? That's my question. A few things I learned from the story of these women are: one, there is hope even in the most devastating times of our lives. There is still hope. Never lose hope. Number two, our past or even our present is not our final destination when we trust God. We all go through a lot of things, and oftentimes is needed for our destiny. Losing hope is the most devastating thing anybody can do. The will to keep going, the will to fight regardless of what's happening or what has happened is what we need. We need to give ourselves hope. We need that will. God cannot do anything if we don't have the will to do it. God cannot force you to give yourself to him. God cannot force you. If any of these women had given up, that would have been the end of their story. God would have gone to somebody else, right? So this is also an encouragement for anybody out there, any woman, any man out there. You're going through X, Y, and Z, or you've been through a lot. The story of these women should encourage you that no matter what, you can still make it through. So again, don't forget my question. Please leave a comment down and leave a comment. I want to know why you think it's important that Jesus came from this flawed lineage. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.